Hello and welcome to today's video, part of the series Relocation, Astrology and Spirituality. In this episode, I will guide you through the life journey of Chico Xavier, the world-famous medium who successfully connected with the spiritual realm. Both his life and body of work serve as an inspiration for those of us seeking to deepen our interaction with the spiritual world. His remarkable legacy includes psychographing over 450 books, founding a spiritual center dedicated to spiritism, and being nominated for the Nobel Prize in 1981, with his name supported by 2 million submissions. One of his most famous works is Our Home, Nosso Lar in Portuguese, which gained international recognition during the 1940s and remains a cornerstone of his fame. While following the highlight of his journey, I will also explore the underlying astrological influences of Chico Xavier using the relocation astrology software Canopus. Unexpectedly, Sheol, the abode of spirits and discarnates, resonated strongly throughout his entire life. As you are about to see, Chico Xavier's exemplary life demonstrates that exposure to Sheol can be profoundly beneficial for the soul when embraced by the ego, ultimately benefiting humanity as a whole. This adds a positive dimension to the otherwise somber delineation I presented in my previous video, link in the description below. Chico was born at home into a modest rural upbringing at 1 a.m. on April 2, 1910 in Pedro Leopoldo, Minas Gerais, Brazil. Even at this early stage, we can observe some excellent permanent astral influences foreshadowing his legacy. For instance, Sheol in the 10th life sector associated with family and recognition, flow state in the 3rd life sector of communication alongside Saturn, the Lunar node signifying accelerated evolution in the 5th life sector of creativity. All these influences were permanent and laid the foundation for his remarkable contributions. He lost his mother at a very young age and began communicating with her spirit from the age of 4 until he was 7, thereby establishing a permanent connection with the spiritual realm early on. Consistently, we can observe a dance of Sheol's influences that have been present in his 10th life sector since birth, with one of them being permanent. At the age of 12, Chico's mediumship brought him significant trouble as 3 distinct challenging astral influences operated simultaneously. First, confinement, linked to the 4th life sector of home. Second, accusations, connected to the 3rd life sector of communication and basic education, an influence that just started and lasted 20 years. And finally, depreciation, affecting the 10th life sector of social status and family permanently. These 3 combined influences led to him being accused of plagiarism by his schoolmates, as spirits were dictating the answers to his test. His father then had him institutionalized in a mental health facility, after which he worked in the field for some time. Summer 1927 was a turning point for Chico, age 17. He had stopped his studies years before and was still surrounded by spirits. In the span of just 3 months, he helped his sister overcome spiritual obsession and possession with Pluto in the 3rd life sector. He also received a message from his mother asking him to study Alan Kardec's spiritual legacy, which held in the 9th, combined with an unknown beneficial influence that will foreshadow his future fame. And finally, he founded his first spiritist center in a wooden structure owned by his brother, with Saturn's permanent influence in the 3rd and the 11th life sector associated with communication, siblings, and social institutions. Shortly after, he published his first psychographed work. Noteworthy, at age 21, shortly after his first publication, Chico faced trials. They were influenced by a surging Pluto in the 5th life sector of creativity, along with a long-lasting astral influence of antagonism and accusation in the 3rd life sector of communication, which had been manifesting since his school years at age 12. A decade later, he achieved international fame with the publication of Nosso Lar, Our Home, as the astral influences in the 10th life sector were echoing and magnifying those seated at age 17 in the 9th life sector when his mother spirit asked him to study spiritism from Allan Kardec. This international fame prompted the disguised visit of two foreign journalists, David Nasse and John Manzon, who interviewed him in April 1944 and published their interview in June 1944. Chico offered them dedicated books during the disguised interview, with a dedication bearing their true names, signed under the name Emmanuel, his companion spirit. The timing of the interview in April and its subsequent publication in June is matched by the co-occurrence of Jupiter's influence in the 6th life sector during those corresponding dates. In 1956, at age 46, a few years before relocating to Uberaba, Chico initiated a partnership with a young student, Waldo Vieira, during a Plutino transit associated with astral travel. However, the partnership began to unravel after his relocation to Uberaba, as the astral influences shifted in the 7th life sector, with Orcus now being the predominant influence, signifying isolation and loneliness. They parted ways. A final remarkable event, Chico moved to Uberaba in search of a more stable ground for his work, guided by the spirit named Emmanuel. His relocation provided, first, a strong beneficial influence of Saturn in the 4th life sector, reinforcing his role in founding spiritual centers and further cementing his legacy as a psychographer. And second, more involvement with communities, 11th life sector, and a shift to writing more in the evenings due to daytime social obligations. This aligns with Sheol's influence becoming more lunar. I could go on, but it's time to conclude the analysis for now. Here are the main takeaways. First, Sheol and the spiritual realm are great teachers. The contact with Sheol comes with many adversities, both societal and spiritual, and attitude is key to overcoming these obstacles. Saturn was essential in many ways, such as providing stability in the 4th life sector, Sheol in the 10th, flow state in the 3rd, and Saturn combined to create a long-lasting legacy, 450 books, spiritual centers, and a spiritual doctrine. And last but not the least, spirits are excellent relocation astrologers. Thank you to Chico Xavier and his guides for the inspiration and legacy they provided. All my sources and useful links are in the description below. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more informative content. And if you're interested in discovering where you can connect with your spiritual qualities, I'll be happy to assist. Until next time, goodbye.